It's
Yeah, sure.
Tuesday. Tuesday, Talk Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday? It feels like it
I
feels
lose
like
track of
Wednesday.
the days, but I'm pretty sure it is Tuesday.
You sure?
Yeah, didn't really think of how we were gonna do the, intro today, but
No, I didn't really give too much of a thought to it. I kind of just said, you know what, fuck it, let's wing it and just start the show.
yeah, hit the button.
I'll hit the button. I hit the button.
I don't think you hit the button, Brett.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
you didn't hear that?
I didn't.
Well, maybe you need to get fucking headphones then.
I don't know. I hear you crystal clear though, but
Yeah?
yeah, I did not hear that.
Well, I'll fix it somehow. I
No
can't
biggie.
have, I'm not a technical guru.
Oh, me neither, man. Why do you think I have the basic shit over here?
I can't figure fucking everything out.
Yep.
Well, let's give a shout out to Paul from last night.
Oh yeah, he was legendary and
Yeah,
definitely a gentleman because he was very patient.
he was.
But I know how to work the thing now, and yeah, that won't happen again. I saw him the whole time. I just didn't know what was going on.
And
But
he, no, and you just let him sit down there. So I blame you on that, Dan.
well, I thought you had a strategic. I thought you had a reason for your
No,
madness, but no, he was very patient, and I
yeah, he
look
was.
forward to talking to him again.
Oh yeah, I've already scheduled a date and time. I told him I felt bad for doing that. So
Good, you should.
I think we booked a date. I think it was the 20th on Tuesday, and I think that's the week we covered Connecticut. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just say a date just for you because I felt like a complete dick, and then I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Well, shout out to Paul, and I'd like to do a shout. My friend Mickey from work, she gave us tonight's conversation kick up starter, whatever you want to call it. How would you survive in a post-apocalyptic world?
Like alone or like give me the scenario. Like would shit just
You're
be hitting the fan and there's still some people around?
I don't know. That's the only thing she gave me. So I'm just kind
Okay,
of like
let's
going
just
with
say
it.
that. Let's just say that,
There's other human beings left on the
yeah,
planet.
like everybody's wigging out and stuff, but or getting sick or whatever, but you still have people,
Yeah,
then I guess what I would do is I would get my family first off, all of my loved ones,
yeah.
and go off the grid. I mean, between everybody, we would all have certain trades. We'd be able to survive. I know I'd be able to catch fish and kill deer. So
Well, we know you'd catch fish. I'm just kidding.
I'd kill a deer too.
Yeah.
But
Man, I
yeah,
don't know. I would
that's
go to somewhere secluded.
that's what I mean by off the grid. Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah,
I would go to the middle, like the most remote property that I could find, just be away from everybody and just keep my loved ones close and not really go anywhere, just live off the land,
yeah.
wait for everything to pass over. Like that's what I would do and be prepared for whatever's coming. What about you?
How would I survive? I mean, it's kind of a given. I take the family, and I would go if it was a possibility. I'd go up until yeah, I'd go up to the UP. That's where I would go. There's like nobody up there. Post-apocalyptic world. I'm assuming there's gonna really nobody be up there. So
Yeah, I'll
I would go up
copy.
there and I would do my best to learn how to trap. I'm not very knowledgeable on trapping in any regards, So I could no fucking idea. But that was the one thing that I would try to do my best is trying to figure out how to trap food because then it basically I set the trap and I can go away. It's doing the work for me. It's kind of like the cheap way out of hunting, I guess, if you want to
I
call it that.
I would trap as well. And
Yeah,
and also I do agree I would go north. I feel like a
yeah.
lot of people would probably go south where it's warm, but yeah, I'd want to go where nobody was going.
Actually, anyone watching, I'm not going to be going north. I'm actually going to be going south. Just so
Oh,
everyone's
you
clear.
changed your mind?
I
You
changed my
changed
mind. I'm
your
going
mind?
south. No one knows where I'm going.
I have a good idea. What's that called? Rock City, Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good spot, man. I like Tennessee.
Have you ever been though to Rock City or
No, no.
Chattanooga? I know you've
I
been to
I've
Nashville, right?
I've been to Nashville twice, for an evening, and I've drove through Tennessee several times, but
Yeah.
every time I'm there briefly, I'm like, "Man, I need to come back, like, to Tennessee and see more than just people getting shit-faced and puking in the streets in Nashville." But, I mean, that's cool too. Nashville was pretty cool. I enjoyed, uh, going there with my wife.
I'm not a big city type person, and my
Me
wife
neither.
knows that.
I
Nashville would be probably the one place I would go if it was to be like a major city type of event. Nashville would probably be the only city that I would consider going to.
What do you like music?
Yeah, I'm a huge country music type guy.
Oh, then dude, you would like it because like literally every bar has live music. So like you're walking down the main strip and if you walk down, there's probably over 50 bars and they all have live music all at the same time.
Oh yeah,
Like you can go bar to bar and they're all playing music. It's cool, dude. Like I've been to Cancun a couple times. Cancun, Mexico, like on spring break where everybody's just getting crazy shit faced and going to the big clubs. Uh, Nashville on a Sunday night rivaled that.
huh?
Yeah, like Nashville is pretty badass.
Yeah, I've been to. What's up, Logan? For anyone that doesn't know, I know Logan. Um, I've I've been to Gatlinburg and what was the name of it? Pigeon Forge, and then like Anakista. That's beautiful down there. And if I was to move down south, I would try to find a place halfway between Chattanooga and Pigeon Forge. And if I had to pick, Pigeon Forge has like pretty amazing schools.
You should go down there.
No, I want to, but then I'd have to move away, and I have a lot of stuff up here, and
Yeah,
it just made me sad. I know Logan would miss me. I mean, the dude, he idolizes me. So if I was to just
I
up
doubt it.
and he does, so don't let's not cross that. I know he does, and if I was to move away, I know he would just be heartbroken about it all. So Logan, you don't have to go cry. I'm not going anywhere, okay, buddy? I got you.
Well, that could be a retirement goal.
I do want a snowbird. I want to be one of those guys where it's like I have a place like a camper type thing down south, and but it would be Chattanooga area, and we go
Yeah,
down there in the winter, and we come back up here in the summer, fall,
that's
spring.
what my in-laws do. Um, they have a fifth wheel that they park in Florida for this time of year,
Yeah.
and then they come up here and they stay in South Haven during
Oh,
the
nice.
yeah, during the spring and summer and most of the fall.
And like I just showed Braxton, I can't leave Wheeler. He needs my help on the property, and he texted me earlier today, like, "Hey, if you need something to talk about, we'll get into what Braxton and I were talking about earlier today."
Yeah.
Um, so I did put out there that we were accepting guests for tonight's show if anyone wanted to hop on. So I got two people that wanted to give us, have us call them for tonight's show and just give them kind of like the floor, see what they want to talk about. We did have uh, Mr. Hobo coming back on the show tonight, but we don't know when he's going to be popping back up.
Mhm.
So we'll just play that one by ear when that happens.
I think they call it residentially challenged now. That's that's the proper way to say it.
That's the PC politically correct way to say
Yeah.
that's a funny one.
Mhm.
Man.
I don't have to worry about saying shit like that though.
No, I don't give two shits. And
Not at work.
like fat shaming, they got that thing to call now, and it's bald shaming. There's so much stuff that's going on in this world that makes me just want to cry.
Victim.
Yeah, I'm a victim, man. You just want to go into your little room, go in your parents' basement and cry. And
Well, who we
they make me sad.
getting on the horn tonight?
Well, let me get his phone number up here. Okay. We're calling River. And River, let me make sure I have this right. Did I tell you? I couldn't remember where River was from. Alabama. River's from Alabama. I think he wanted to talk about fitness tonight. So,
Fitness?
yep.
Cool.
Make sure it's coming on my Bluetooth because I had to do a whole thing and it.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything at this time.
No, I stopped the phone call.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because I didn't have Bluetooth connected because it's my first time working on a computer or like a phone. So, yeah. Okay, now we're connected. Okay, sorry about that. Can you hear Dan?
I can hear you.
You can't hear him?
No.
What about now? Dan, can you hear him now?
Nope.
Hang on, River. We're just gonna send him a text message and see
Okay.
if he wants to hop on the thing. I think it's because you don't have your headphones in.
Mm, I heard the button last night, like when you started the show and it said "Welcome to the Whitetail Advantage." I heard all that, but none of your buttons. Like hit the campfire story button real quick.
Oh yeah, that's one of the good ones. No, it's like the first time I've run a show before.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, I can't figure this. Well, I don't. We're just gonna text him and see if he wants to join my video because I don't want to have that wouldn't be a fun conversation to have. Just me and you're just kind of sitting there like, oh hey.
Yeah. No, I mean that's fine. Either way, whatever. Um,
If we
but yeah,
can't get it figured out for tonight for these two guests, we definitely will figure something out to schedule them to have them on the show officially. All right. Looks like you can do it over Zoom. Well, yeah. But in the meantime, I don't know what to talk about.
well,
I did get a lot of flack of from my coworkers
about what?
about the distance of my camera. They basically made me want to go cry in the bathroom.
Oh, well, I think it
Yeah.
looks good zoomed in now.
Well, thank you. I mean, you want to see it. And if anyone's ever wondering, like, why is my eye like all freaking weird?
Because you got out of line.
I did, and I got my ass beat, man. No, I don't know. My wife was telling me about it. There's like this. Shit, I have no idea. It's like excess skin or something like in your eyelid, and that's causes it to do it. And then my dad actually has the same thing, and
Yeah, it's probably hereditary.
yeah, and then I have to have like a surgery to get it done, like to have it like to make it look normal. But I'm scared to do it because I don't like that type of shit.
Have you ever had a surgery?
I've had one, two, three surgeries in my life, and dude, surgeries just freak me the fuck out, man.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I've had a few myself.
Yeah, you have?
Yeah, I mean, my shoulder surgery was, the shittiest one by far.
Oh, I bet. I've had one on my knee when I was a kid, and every time I smell that distinct smell that they use to knock me out, I every time I smell that smell, it makes me like get very lightheaded.
How often do you smell that?
I haven't smelled it since like
Are people
shit.
are people just coming up to you with the napkin, like, "Here, smell this." Like,
Does it smell like chloroform?
yeah, like,
I
what
can't even type the email, dude.
like, what reminds you of that smell that you smell that often?
You don't forget scents.
No, I know, I'm like that too.
I think the last time I smelt it was like middle school, high school. Like they had it in the bathroom, but I remember smelling it once before when I was in elementary school in the bathroom. So I guess it's anywhere in the bathroom majority of the time is where
Where you catch a whiff.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, man, surgeries aren't fun. I hope I never have another one, but we'll see. I'm kind of accident prone.
I'm the same way.
But I didn't fall out of my tree stand yesterday when I tore it down.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yep.
Also, I did try some new things, so you might be hearing my clicking.
Mhm.
You can hear that clicking, Dan?
Yeah.
See, I hate that. I don't want people to hear those little noises. But I'll fix it for next show. Okay, just sent him an email. Let's wait to see if he comes on the show. Uh, shut up, Brian. You,
Yeah. Put the thing on so I can see the comments.
all right, this is his first one that he wants to put, and then he puts this one.
You work with him?
No, he's my golf partner.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm always in the bathroom because I drink all. Let's just, Brian, you're no longer my friend anymore.
Hey, you might be able to go golfing on Thursday.
Dude, they had our golf course open for today, and I would
Really?
have gone, but the um, like the last cart call was like 4 o'clock, and I felt was like, dang it, they couldn't leave it out for a little bit longer. So yeah,
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like mid 50s on Thursday.
yeah, I saw like there was a point of high 60s almost, and then it's supposed to be getting back down to like 30 or some shit.
Oh, it looks like River's on the
Hey, thanks for catching that this time, Dan. Thanks for pointing it out.
Yeah, well, I learned.
You did learn. Yep, fucking
I
asshole.
can bring him in now if you'd like.
Yeah. Well, let me just say one thing to Brian. No matter, no, Brian, if you're listening and watching, I still love you, buddy. I love you. No, Dan, how about you bring in River?
All right.
Let's see if you can have that ability.
I'm pretty sure I can bring his ass in here.
Can you click a button? Oh, he did
Yeah.
it.
What's up,
Hey
River?
guys, how are y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well, River, for everyone that doesn't know you, thanks for popping on the show and appreciate you coming on. Where are you from and tell us a little about yourself.
Okay. I appreciate y'all having me, first of all.
Yeah.
But I'm from Alabama. um, and I guess about me a little bit, I like to hunt, but I'm a personal trainer and program director at a jiu-jitsu school for work.
Oh, cool.
Shit.
Um, and that's about it. That's
Yeah.
consists of just about my life.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
So both of those are pretty big commitments on top of hunting. So yeah, you're busy.
Yeah, try to stay that way.
well, have a seat next to electronic campfire with us and share what's on your mind.
All right, I'm down. Um, so I guess where would you like me to start?
Well, what part of Alabama are you from?
Yeah.
Uh, I live in Anniston, Alabama. It's probably about 2 hours outside of Atlanta, and it's in Georgia, but in between Atlanta and Birmingham.
Hmm.
Heck yeah. So do you find that your love for hunting is equal to that of jujitsu? Or are they comparable, or you find yourself more of a jujitsu guy?
Oh, that no, much more of a hunter.
Okay.
Nothing's really comparable to that. Probably the weights, really. I guess it's probably up there, but jujitsu's relatively new to me compared
Okay.
to the others.
And you do like BJJ?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We're a Gracie Baja Academy, so it's
Okay.
a straight jujitsu, no MMA, nothing like that.
Heck yeah. Yeah. The owner of the company that I work for, and he's a good buddy of mine. He's a big BJJ guy, and
Yeah,
he had a gym open here um, in Southwest Michigan for a while, but he's wifed up and has kids now, and he's expanding his business, which I work for, and he hasn't been able to get into it, and but yeah, he loves it, and I'm a big fanboy of MMA. I watch all the UFC fights and shit like that. So yeah, that's cool, man. Hunting and jujitsu, that's a pretty dynamic duo right there.
yeah. It really helps. I would say, like just used to. I didn't think that much about like hunting in compare like I guess in coordination to fitness, but now that I kind of live in it more than I did before, it's definitely pays off.
How has jujitsu helped with your hunting uh, passion?
Well, I mean, they both, they take discipline and patience and things like that. Uh, but for me, like I was a lifter for a long time, and what that did was made me like super stiff. So like
Mhm.
in the stand, like it was. And I'm not old or anything, but it was crazy, like moving around, maybe getting in certain positions, or I used to fall a lot, like in the woods. Like I said, not hunting out of the stand, but I don't really do it as much anymore.
So it's helped with your overall balance and stuff like that.
Balance, just flexibility, mobility, has helped a lot. It doesn't really, which in Alabama we don't get like super crazy winters or anything. Like we haven't gotten snow this year, at least where I'm at. But like in the mountains, it helps, or the hills, it helps going up, going up and down terrain and stuff like that. It helps a lot. The conditioning aspect, I would say.
Heck yeah. So how long have you been a passionate hunter? Um, are you new to that as well, or have you been doing that your whole life?
I'd say just about my whole life, but as I've gotten older, I like public land hunting more.
Okay.
Whereas we were in clubs and stuff when I was growing up, so it's a lot different um, hunting pressured deer versus more patternable deer.
And do you have a lot of public land in your area, or do you have to go traveling for it?
I got some all right spots near me, but like there's better places within 2 to 3 hours in the state.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we had an Alabama guest on last week, and yeah,
But
he was a big
um,
public guy too.
did, what about y'all? What is y'all's things?
Private.
Yeah.
We do have some state land here, and
Mhm.
I've only been bow hunting for, well, I've only been hunting really for 2 years now. But this past season, I moved my tree stand quite a bit, so I'm pretty comfortable climbing up and getting everything set up. So I've been eyeballing some state land, and I think I might try it just to mix it up. I think
Yeah,
it'd be a whole other ball game that I've never really experienced, and I like the challenges. And I mean, for me, every buck is a good buck because I'm still so new to it. But so it doesn't take much to excite me out in the woods.
yeah,
I'm more of
Yep.
a private guy, private land type of guy, and it's nothing against public land hunters or anything like that. It's just, I guess, because I've had the access to private land to hunt, and I've been very fortunate for that, and um, I've been very grateful for that opportunity. I've been hunting on the same piece of land for going on 17 years, and
So it's just
at,
what you're familiar with.
yeah, but even with public land, it wasn't like I was against it. It's just because uh, I didn't. I don't know. I like private land hunting. It's because I had it and I can manage it the way I like it. I don't have to worry about other hunters coming in and messing up my shit.
Hmm.
Basically,
yeah, no doubt. I would love to have like my own patch of land, but like hunting clubs down here are super political, and I don't. That just doesn't really. That's not really my jam.
Yeah, there's probably a totem pole and everything like that.
Yeah. Well, the last hunting club I was in was like it's like over 3,000 acres, but there was like I don't know, probably like 60 something people in the club at that time, and I guess it just wasn't what I thought it was gonna be like,
Yeah.
and then with found I got a saddle, and that changed a lot in my hunting. So being able to move around on public land helps me out. But I
Yeah,
will
man.
be getting some private property at some point soon. Hope so,
Uh,
anyway.
do you find yourself, River, being more of a bow guy, or um, is your baby your gun, or do you mix it up, or how do you
I
like to harvest your deer?
It's a little bit of both. Excuse me. I would say that the majority of my life was a gun hunter, and then um, the most recent years, probably about 2 or 3 years, I've been getting after it more with my bow. But that's allowed me to hunt a little bit of better places on public because
Hmm.
whether it be just um, like with a bow, I can hunt either sex most of the year, which is nice for the freezer. And then later in the season, our management areas down here kind of shut down, even for bow hunters. So then I kind of get after it with my gun in the late season more.
Heck
with
yeah.
I, what was the question? I had it now. I lost it. Son of a bitch. That was if there was a law down there, because I like to ask the guests that you don't like or you want to see changed. I want to see if you have a different, because I've heard a lot about baiting laws, but I want to see what law you would like to change or see implemented or something like that.
Um, I would say this is just kind of like a recent thing that I wasn't happy with. There's a place down in South Alabama because our season runs till February 10th. And in the a lot of places, like you can't for this is more of like a personal thing I would say. Like our night coyote season shuts down even on private land during gun season. So I imagine that rules for a reason. But like down south, like hogs are a problem in certain areas down here, and they won't allow people to hunt hogs in this specific area, and like, but only during deer season. But there's still a problem though, which is kind of confusing a bit.
Yeah.
So you can only hunt hogs in that part of the state during deer season?
Yeah, this was on the Eufaula Wildlife Refuge, and I like talked to them at length on the phone, and they talked about the problem, them being a problem, but it opens and closes um,
Whitetail.
whitetail season. Yeah, excuse me.
Oh,
Yeah, that's dumb.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that either, River, because it definitely is going to have an impact on your hunting one way or another.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, they could, probably provide some more pressure from guys that are just trying to get hogs, but I'm more during that season, I'm focused on one thing. I don't really focus on multiples, but if they're a problem, then the season should maybe run longer,
Yeah, or just be
at
open.
least.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But other than that, I mean, we have some pretty, almost would say that we have two lacks of laws. Like I don't hunt enough private land to really worry about like the baiting, you know.
Mhm.
And I believe I don't really bait personally, so I don't know, but um,
Do you just not like to bait, or is that just kind of like your thing? You don't something you just don't do, or like
we
a
just
personal thing?
we just we never really did it when I was growing up. So I mean, we had like feeders and stuff, but we never really hunted on the food plots. Anyways, we hunted around them,
Yeah.
so I never really paid any attention to it.
Yeah. So, how long have you been hunting out of the saddle?
This would be my second season out of the saddle.
Okay, and you think that was a game changer for you?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I
Man, it seems like everybody's high on those.
Yeah.
yeah, it like what do you mean by that?
Like, it just seems like everybody who uses them, they swear by them.
Yeah.
And it seems like
That
they're gaining a lot of popularity over the last couple years.
yeah, I thought you was talking about the price, which I was gonna
Oh,
wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, they're super expensive.
I have
But
seen those prices. Those are like
really?
almost an arm and a leg for some stuff. That's like, come on
Oh,
now. It's just
for a mid-tier quality, like what's a ballpark if you want to get a setup for a saddle hunt?
um I really haven't been in them long enough to say what's top tier and what's not, but I know that I have probably a little bit over 1,000 in my setup.
Holy crap.
And like I don't have
dang.
anything spectacular aside from my platform, which is a carbon fiber platform.
Okay.
But other than that, it's nothing like crazy specific. It's just like they might be $300 for the stick, a couple $100 for the saddle itself. So you got to buy the ropes. You just have to buy everything separately.
Yeah.
Um, but they're so cool because they're customizable. And as far as comfort wise, for me anyways, like in a I hunted out of climbers my whole life basically, but I was never comfortable. So like the saddle kept like it. I don't know why I'm just so much more comfortable in it. Like I'm not scared I'm going to fall out of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like comfort is huge because yeah, man, I mean, I hunt primarily from a hang on, and
Mm,
after a couple hours, yeah, like I feel like I need to stand and kind of stretch my legs and my back, and if something keeps me comfortable, then I'm gonna hunt longer. So that's
yeah,
something
no
that
doubt.
I might have to look into.
Yeah, I have the tethered Phantom, which I don't know how. I'm not a very like large person, so it works well. But I've heard that the like maybe the Timber Ninja or any dual panel saddle would be a lot more comfortable for somebody that's probably about say 5'9" or taller, that may be over 200 pounds, probably more
Okay,
comfortable.
that's probably what I'd have to get.
I've seen them come out with some very relaxing type setups that are like really good for your lower back. Like
That's what
little,
I need. My
yeah,
lower back is what locks up on me, man.
it's going to be more pricey, but they make some pretty cool. What was it? landline. I'm drawing a blank right now, but I can't remember the name of it. But it's gonna whatever. They are like number one for like products that they generally produce out there, and I can't remember how much exactly, but they made stuff that was specifically designed for your lower back support. So when you're up there, you're basically you feel like you're basically sitting in a chair. From what I've
Yeah.
read, I'm not a huge saddle person. That's just only because I have private land, so I have permanent tree stands up. But this year is getting out of my comfort zone and saddle hunting. I might not be able to do it only because I'm putting money towards new shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
will want to try saddle hunting though,
that's
just
the
to say I
beauty of
tried
it.
it.
Yeah, like that. It's kind of like for fishing for me. Like I love to fish, and I keep telling myself that like fly fishing keeps catching my eye. Like I really want to get into it, but like I know it's going to be a lot of money to transition to all of that new equipment. So it's something that I plan on doing eventually, but yeah, not right now.
Yeah, the stepping out of the comfort zone, man. That saddle might set you up on some new spots on your property. You never know.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, there's always man, and it really sucks because we we think we have an idea where these deer are at, and then it's like once. Well, actually, let me take it back. So Braxton and I were getting amazing photos of these deer, and I was looking at these, and I was like, man, I've been out here for how many years? I've never seen this many mature bucks on the property. Like I was seeing like giant 8 pointers, 9 pointers, tens, and I think one, like Braxton, you'd have to remind me. I think there was an 11 pointer in there. Never seen that many. You'd see like one and be like a fucking unicorn, and then all of a sudden they just vanished. A week before opening day, you you couldn't see shit. I was like, what the hell, man? And then I was texting our buddy next door uh, um, to the property. He said the same thing. He was getting amazing photos of deer, and then it's like all of a sudden they just turned into ghosts. So it was a very weird hunting year. That's for sure for us on our property.
It seemed like a lot of people didn't have their best season in Michigan, at least. But we
Yeah,
had abnormal weather up here this year.
we did.
Yeah, a lot of rain. Yeah, we had a really wet fall and warm.
Wet, warm, and there's a lot of just like 100-mile-an-hour winds just crushing it, and it
Yeah.
sucked for hunting days. Did you have
Well,
anything like that down there in Alabama River?
y-
Anything that was like, man, it's like, what the hell? You can't do anything about it.
it's been like that for a few years down here, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, probably for like the past like 5 or 6 years, our fall, winter, and into like winter transitions have been like seems like later and later. Like we we'll get like maybe a week of um below say 25-30 degree weather,
Okay.
and that's relatively normal, but this year that didn't happen. That usually happens in the beginning of December from my area, which down here is like right at post rut, so it's almost like a double whammy. Like they're looking for food between the weather change and the post rut, so that's good for us. But this year it wasn't until like a week or two ago that it got real bad.
Huh.
And then shit, I think it was just the other day. It was like it's we're in February now, so this would have been mid January. It was like 65, almost 70 degrees.
Is
So
Yeah, that's hot, man. Yeah, we aren't used to hunting like that up here. Like
nah.
we're like in October, we're probably like our early season shit is probably like what you're wearing like late season, mid season.
yeah,
Um and opening day here was like 80 degrees this year on October 1st. or maybe even hotter. It was miserable. But I bet like when does your bow season start down there?
October 15th.
Okay. So what's the average temperature around that time of year?
Um, I'd say probably in the 50s, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
it seems like it like ebbs and flows through these fall months. There will be like a week or two of where it's like real chilly. Like say Halloween for example, like we were freezing our asses off out there trick or treating with the kids. But the uh come around Thanksgiving time and I'm wearing a t-shirt to the family dinner and no jacket. So
Okay.
like, it's just weird. Like we might get another snowstorm like in February or March, like that. It happens like that sometimes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, same here.
It's like some of the turkey hunting that I'll be doing will be colder than some of the deer hunting that I've done.
Oh, wow.
Are you a big turkey hunter? Which one do you prefer more, turkey hunting or deer hunting?
Deer hunting. I
Deer
I
hunting.
don't I don't really know that much. I've only killed like one turkey when I was a teenager.
Hmm.
Um, that's it's that's going to be a challenge for me this year. I'm going to try to get on some turkeys.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Um, t- tell us about your most special deer that you've harvested. Like, what's the one that means the most to you?
It's probably my first buck because that was an interesting experience. And looking back, it just doesn't make any sense. But we had probably about a little over 300 acres when I was a teenager, and my dad sent me down to the stand, and I got cold, and it's still is a problem that I have. I'll get cold, and then I get bored, and then I'll get wanting to wander around a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and so they were rutting. It was like right in the middle of the rut, and I hadn't shot anything yet. So I'm walking down this holler like through just this thick swampy shit. Like it was terrible. Like I was like my hunt's over with. After I had been halfway through that, and I'm pulling a drag rag, and it was like dark for a minute is how thick it seemed, and then it was just like opened up into this big open bottom, and then I'm standing there, um, kind of like getting my bearings a little bit, and this doe comes down. Just as I'm telling the story, just remember I was like 16. So
Okay.
this doe comes down, and I pulled up, and she was about 20 yards or so. I pulled up and I shot. Well, I was like, oh hell yeah, I got a deer, cool. So I go up to the spot, and I'm looking for blood, and come to find out, I had I didn't see it, but I had shot a vine that was probably about that big around that I didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't in the forefront of my mind. So as I'm standing there, I'm on the walkie-talkie with my dad and my uncle, and they're like, "Oh, did you shoot? Did you get it?" I'm like, "Oh, I missed," you know. And as my uncle and my dad start talking on the walkie-talkie, and they're like having a conversation with each other. And then right where I was just standing comes this buck. And they're sitting there talking. I had my gun propped on my boot, holding it like this. And they were talking the walkie-talkie. He looked at me like, oh shit, really? And I dropped the walkie-talkie, pulled up the gun, and he was running at this point, and I just yelled, "Hey!" And he stopped and turned around at like almost a perfect quartering away shot. And then I shot, and that was it. And it took
About how
them
far? How far was he when you took your shot?
about 25 yards, probably.
Nice. Yeah. So you smoked his ass.
Yeah, yeah, it was. I had to change ammo after that experience in my 30-06. Um, it did too much damage. I don't.
Oh.
It like went in the shoulder, and then ricocheted somehow and then blew probably about a 5 or 6 inch hole in his spine. So I blew out the whole back straps of that deer.
Oh
Oh,
damn!
that sucks.
Yeah.
But
It wasn't the biggest buck that I had shot, but that one was the most interesting and had made no sense. And like just most fun kill probably.
it seems like shit just gets crazy during the rut, man. That
Yeah.
you never know what could happen.
Do you do any type of like mounting with them, like European mount, short mount?
Yeah, I have a European mount for him.
Yeah, I've always been more into the European mounts. Like it would have to be like a giant buck for me to be like, yeah, I want to do a shoulder mount on him, or it's like something very, very memorable to me to be a shoulder mount. But I European mounts, my dad got me hooked on them now, and I just love. Shit, I got one right here.
I
And
I
Yeah.
like them all really. I I want a shoulder mount just because I don't have one. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my first quality buck that I get, I'm gonna get a shoulder mount. I've been jonesing for one.
Yeah,
It's
Y'all
my
y'all
year.
ever hunted down this way?
No,
nah,
no. The furthest south I've ever hunted was Ohio,
Oh yeah.
southern Ohio, and I had 2 sits. But yeah, I, I'm I'm down to start traveling eventually. I'm just looking to get a little bit more acclimated and get a little street cred before I start wounding deer in other states.
Oh man. This is practice. This is just practice.
Yeah, no,
If
where
y'all are ever down this way, just holler at me.
I'm
Hit
going to
you
be
up.
coming down to Alabama later this year with my family. We're going down to Orange Beach.
Oh, okay.
How far
That's
away is
cool.
that from you?
It's probably about 5 hours.
Okay.
Like you would almost have to drive right past me to get there though.
Okay.
oh,
Yeah, my wife and I have been down there twice now, and we really enjoyed that area. And we decided that we were going to bring the 3 amigos with us, and we're going to take the whole family down there around the holidays this year.
That's cool.
And
You have a place you're gonna stay?
we were gonna Airbnb something down like on the main strip down there in Orange Beach. That way the kids had a pool in the ocean. They're all fishes. Like we can't keep them out of water.
Yeah.
well,
But
River. Before we let you go for the night, where would be your number one destination to go hunt out of state?
Man, honestly, I want to go to Idaho.
Idaho,
Yeah.
like to hunt whitetails or like elk or
Shit, hunt anything out there.
hunt anything.
Honestly.
What is it
But
about Idaho?
it's pretty gnarly, dude. Like
yeah, I don't know. Just I listen to the East Meets West podcast a lot. I don't know if y'all are familiar.
I've heard of them. I just haven't had a chance to listen to any of their episodes yet.
And there's a guy that's been on there several times. I think his name is Troy Pottinger,
yes.
and he hunts out there. And there's the way he talks about like the animals out there. Like he's hunting whitetails, but I can only imagine that it applies to a lot of the things. It's like you just got like actual real wildlife predators up there, which I'm sure y'all have some more than we do down here. Coyotes are about the extent of our predators, but it just seems like a different type of animal to hunt that's being hunted by not just humans.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Actually, last week I listened to a podcast that had him on there, and yeah, he was interesting just talking about how prepared he has to be on his hunts because he's hunting like in the mountains, and he's had several encounters with lions, with mountain lions, and all types of shit. He said the area that he lives, he said there's hunters that die every year in the
Yeah.
wood.
That's hardcore shit.
Yeah.
I'm about that. Like
Yeah.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
Yeah, like
Yep.
The way that he described it, yeah, it definitely seemed way different than anything I've ever seen.
Hmm. Yeah, well, I think this year we're gonna plan to go to Georgia. I've never hunted in Georgia before, so we're gonna hunt in North Georgia and try to bag a black bear and a Georgia whitetail this year.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
A bear hunt would be awesome. That's definitely on my bucket list. Are you aiming to do that with your firearm or with your bow?
I'm gonna try to do it with my bow.
Hell
Uh,
yeah, that'd be
just
really cool.
just because I've hunted with my gun some this season, but I'm pretty much have like the bow itch currently.
Same.
Well, if you get it, you gotta make sure you tag us on that so we can see how it went.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
and definitely I'll keep you in mind when we're traveling because I think we're driving. I don't like flying, so we're probably
Phew.
gonna take a lot of stops. So yeah, maybe we'll hit you up when we head down there and stop and get a
Cool.
bite to eat or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
Well,
thank you for your time, man, and we enjoyed it. And best of luck with your jujitsu, with that new chapter and your hunting journey.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
you're welcome. Hey, man, thanks for reaching out and thanks for taking the time to hop on and share some stories with us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I know I intended to do fitness, but I got onto a rabbit hole, so I apologize.
We'll
Oh
chat
no,
again.
but
No,
we always do that.
yeah,
So
we talk about everything. Yeah.
if you ever have a free time and you want to come back on the show and we want to strictly talk about fitness, just hit us a message and we'll try and get you back on
Yeah,
the
I can
show
chat
again.
about that too.
Word up, gentlemen. Thank you.
You're
Yep.
welcome. Have a good night, River.
You too.
What a nice guy.
Heck yeah, man. We're meeting all these cool people.
Heck
It
yeah,
seems like a
man.
lot of bow hunters, it seems like BJJ and hunting seems like a lot of those guys they find both passions. There's a Truth from the Stand,
I've
that
heard of that.
podcast.
Yeah.
He's a BJJ guy and a musician.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, so he's pretty interesting. And yeah, whenever he gets somebody in there talking about martial arts, um, it's usually like a 50-50 combo. Cause
I
yeah,
think it's it's just this. I have the effect of you just need to shoot stuff with your bow. That's it. That's just simply it. You
no,
don't be a little crybaby bitch about it and take a crossbow or a gun.
I mean,
No, I'm just kidding.
I like to mix it up, but definitely my favorite by far is the bow. It just it's like driving if you've have you ever had a manual transmission vehicle?
No.
Oh man, they're just better. And like anytime I would drive around in my car, I was like, dude, this is way better than any automatic transmission because it's doing everything for you and like being able to control every gear of your car. It just made it way better. And that's kind of how I compare, you know, crossbows and guns to the bow is like, yeah, it's still cool and all, but it just
Yeah.
makes it way easier, and I kinda like having that reward of taking the harder route.
I've driven. Yeah, driven is the word I want to use here. Like a workman, and those things were manuals, and I'm not gonna lie, those are pretty fun to drive around. You know, it's like skitty to do, and you're just bam, bam, going.
Oh,
So
yeah, well, you had a dirt bike. That's the same that's the same concept, you're shifting manually,
yeah,
and,
until it almost killed me.
yeah, man, it's no joke.
I almost died on my four wheeler. Did I tell you about that story
No.
before we end the show? And I know Braxton wanted me to talk about this, but we'll talk about it in the next episode of land management stuff. One time, I was driving my four wheeler, and I was just going up and down these trails, just blazing fast speeds, and I was maybe 15, 16 at the time, and we go out to breakfast one day with my family. In the morning, my dad's like, "You better slow down, or you're gonna get yourself hurt, if not killed." I'm like, "No, Dad, I know what I'm doing. I know everything." Like a little punk shithead. So what happens? We come back home from breakfast. I get on the floor there. I'm basically in my mind thinking, fuck you. Hit a jump in the air, and all of a sudden it starts turning left, and it like hit a tree, and I front flip over the motherfucker, land on the ground, knock myself out for I don't know how long. And all I remember was hearing my mom yell when I was like midair, going, "Brad!" And I was just freaking the shit out. And my dad said when he woke me up, he was like, "If you were just a foot more to the left, you would have hit that thing straight on. You probably would have died."
Yeah, it's a game changer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to listen to your dad.
Yeah. Kids
That's
out
what I
there,
tell
listen
my
to your
boys.
dads.
I tell my boys all the time, and they always ask me why, and it's like because you could get hurt. Like I was like, most of my rules are to prevent you from not being hurt. Like I tell them all the time, like I'm pretty lenient on a lot of stuff, but like I don't play around with safety.
Yeah.
Like I don't want you guys getting hurt. But yeah, kids will be kids, man.
That's how they
Sometimes you gotta,
learn.
yeah, sometimes you gotta find out the hard way.
Yeah. Well, you want to, what do you want to talk about for the next 4 minutes, or we can just kind of cut the show early tonight? Because
Oh,
we did go pretty long, and I know you got your family stuff. If there's ever a time where you need to cut out, or I need to cut out, or early, or get too late, that's just gonna be how the show goes, and the show will go on.
oh yeah. Well, not now that I'm learning how to work all this stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll hop off if I ever need to. Like if I ever have to take a shit or something,
Okay,
I'll
you
just
know it gets
I'll just
so
excuse myself.
TMI there, Dan. I mean, fuck, man.
Oh, you're good.
Jeez.
But yeah,
Well,
well, what's your real quick? What's your first hunting investment that you plan on making this year? Like, what's the next thing that you've been kind of saving for or keeping your eye out for that you plan on doing as the hunting season gets closer?
like besides my new bow.
I didn't. Oh, is that for sure? You're getting the lift?
Oh yeah, that's a given. I worked out a deal with the missus
Hey,
to
no
where
shame
I
in that.
could get that with the tax returns.
I've been putting some feelers out there too.
Yeah, I've been slowly putting away like 10, $20 here and there to kind of help ease it. But besides getting the new bow, uh, what was one thing? Oh, uh, what is the name of it? We were getting this new food plot. We wanted to try out doing a food plot because we finally got permission to plant a food plot. So we were trying to figure out how we can build it or whatever. And I'm looking forward to that new challenge. So I've been trying to save up a little bit to buy the bags and the fertilizer and all that stuff to
Heck
do
yeah.
it.
Where do you plan on buying your bow?
I used to go to a store down this just like right down the road from here, but then I was like, I don't like the attention to detail they've been putting towards it. So I found this place up in Holland that I'm going to try out, and now I've seen the reviews and I've seen stuff on YouTube, and the attention to detail from it sounded like from everyone there, that's number one that they have in their like that's what they pay attention to. So I'm looking forward to going up to that. So I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but yeah, that's where I'm going to be going to go buy my stuff. And
Yeah, it seems like
um,
some places don't even have them yet. Like seems like not too many people have those bows that they're
no,
pretty hard to keep on the shelves right now.
those and those new Hoyts. I know my buddy Braxton, he's been looking at this I don't know if he's getting the new bow that Hoyt came out with, or he's buying a.
Like the carbon, like the RX-8 Ultra.
Yeah, that or he was getting. Yes, Braxton, You're getting. Yes, I'm getting the lift. He's down here in bold letters. Yes, I'm getting the lift because I need to get that lift on. Uh, if you're still watching this, Braxton, do you remember what type of bow are you going to be getting? Like a used one, or one of those new ones that Hoyt came out with, or something like that. What about you,
The
Dan?
I don't know. I know that I need to do a new bowstring on my bow,
Yeah.
and, I I don't know. I'm either gonna just do a little tune up on mine, or I might get a new one, and then that would probably be my last bow that I
Oh,
would buy for a while, just because my shoulder definitely it fatigues during hunting season. Like, I probably won't be able to hunt with my bow forever, but if I get one nice ass bow now, I can get several years out of it,
yeah.
and then I'll probably transition to that crossbow, and then we can be frenemies.
Yeah, I'm going. I think with me buying this new bow, I think part of the deal of me getting the bow was I told her like, all right, I'm gonna buy this bow and I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna buy a new bow after that because at this point I'm just I don't want to because I kind of want to put towards money towards my kids and stuff like that. So that's kind of and I want to put more money towards building the property in the correct way than buying a new
Yeah.
boat every 2 fucking years. And oh, it looks like Braxton finally texted back. Let's see what he's going to be getting. A used Carbon RX for
Yeah.
it's an
I
older model. Okay.
I have an RX-1.
Oh, you do?
Um, yeah, I have an RX-1, Ultra, so I love it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's good, but I have a feeling if I go in and get to sample all these newer technologies that I'm probably gonna fall in love with something, and I'll probably be able to notice a pretty big difference.
Now, my
Um,
question though is since
if
you,
I didn't though, I would not get a new bow.
yeah, my question is for you then, Dan. Since you shoot a Hoyt, what's it like with that bar kind of on the backside of the grip? Because to me, when I was looking at Hoyts and like new bows to get, I just when I saw that like that back kind of bar part to the grip, to me that just looked like it got in the way. I was like, I'm never gonna try a Hoyt bow because of that itself.
Um, for me, I don't have a whole lot to compare it to just because it's the only bow that I'm really familiar with. But I do notice that every time I grab my bow, that once I draw it back, I have to adjust my grip because it never feels right the first time that I grab it. So that's one thing that I don't like. And usually I have to kind of find that sweet spot. And if I could grab a bow that consistently fits and it sits properly every time, then I think that I'd probably want to transition to that
Yeah.
because, um, yeah, it definitely the grip was probably my least favorite part of my bow.
Oh, we miss you too, Sean. We can talk about that situation on the next show of what's going on with Sean. He was like one and done, basically.
One hit wonder.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I to me, when I look at a bow, my number one thing is the grip. Number one thing. And then, well, it's like a pseudo one is the draw cycle of how it's like I think I mentioned in a couple
Yeah,
episodes ago. It's to me, it's like what can if I was to draw all the way back and just like get to halfway point and have to stay there, what's it like? And then going all the way back. So, and I've had Martins. I've had like my very first one was a Martin Jaguar. Then I had a bear, and then I've had some. It's just been kind of Matthews ever since, and I just like the way that they operate, or at least for me.
I
Everyone.
wanna I'm definitely interested in Matthews. Well, really all of them. I'm open to them all. But if I shoot, 5 flagship bows and none of them really feel like a huge jump in improvement, like from what I'm currently shooting, then I'm not getting a new bow.
Yeah,
But if I pick it up and instantly it's like, "Oh my god," like I've been missing out. Like I feel 10 times more confident in the woods if I had this bow, then yeah, I'd find a way to make sure I got it.
yeah. And I've told people a lot that if you are trying to get a new bow and it's something like you're new to hunting and you don't want to dish out all the money towards a new bow or something like that, go to Bear. Bear always has that good quality bow that is very reliable. It's very smooth, and it's something. Uh, it's always going to be reliable. It's always going to be very comfortable on the draw cycles, at least, especially being new to hunting. Sean here looks like he made. What's Sean have to say? I like the PSE uprising bow. Like the uprising of the PSE themselves, or is that the name of a bow?
It's probably the name of one. It sounds like a bow name to me.
Yeah,
But yeah, sounds like he got a bow.
it sounds like it.
Heck yeah.
But well, you know what, Dan? Do you have a minute or two? Let's talk about Sean before we move on. So before we
Yeah,
close
yeah.
out tonight.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Sean, let me mention, he was a one-hit wonder. Uh, he went out, got all the equipment, and he came on for a show. And then the next day, he's like, I can't do it anymore because got promoted. He's doing these classes to become more involved in the fire world, and we're super excited for him. He didn't want to like get in the way or anything like that. So he's trying to make sure he focus on that and be a part of this. So I know he's going to be ending in a couple of months. Not sure exactly when, but he will always be a host on the show, and we always look forward to having him on. So
Yeah, best of luck to you, Sean. And
yeah,
yeah, man, that's life. Circumstances present themselves and you got to make a plan. And yeah, man, if he's got a promotion and he's passionate about doing what he's doing, then yeah, I support that 100%.
yeah. Well, I think we had a good show. We did run a little late yesterday, so I think we can kind of do a little wrap up for tonight. I'm looking forward for to tomorrow's guest, and then I swear I keep thinking today is Wednesday. I don't know why, but we got a guest from uh, looking out for Wednesday and Thursday. Looking forward to that. We actually have a couple guys for Thursday.
Heck yeah.
So gonna be ending out the week on a bang, that's for sure. On a strong note. Uh, Look at
Right
Sean
on.
here. Sean right there, man. Always gonna be a part of the Whitetail family, man.
Heck yeah.
Well, Dan, you should we just end the show? Is there anything that you want to say before we end the show, I guess?
No, man, just thanks for another good chat. You know, it always gets me ready for bed talking
Yeah,
about stuff that I enjoy doing. So, yeah, man, thanks for a good show and I'll see you tomorrow.
yeah. And thanks, shout out to River again for taking the time to come out and chat with us. Right,
Yeah.
you're going bald.
Thanks, River.
Sean, no, I'm not going bald, man. I'm trying to
I
end the show, and I'm not going bald. I got a new razor, and I'm trying it out, and I got like it gets pretty much rid of all of it, and I love it. So I'm not going bald. I do it purposely. Fuck
You're
you,
just trying
Sean.
to hide them red ginger hairs.
You know what's weird? This morning, one of my coworkers, she thought that I had brown hair or black hair because of the lighting that was hitting my hair. I was like, no, I'm red. So let's just take out the show. The show's over for tonight. Yeah.
All right,
Whatever
man.
you say.
Hit that button. Hopefully we can hear
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing stuff from Sean.
it.